In 1993 or 94, I was in a grocery store with my mom. And this was right around the time, I was about 11 years old. And this is when I started drawing sneakers and a lot of it was due to the fact that there was a lot of kids getting jumped and beat up in my neighborhood for their sneakers. And that's a time that doesn't really get talked about at all right now. That shit was dangerous. And my parents being Caribbean, last thing they wanted was their kid being a victim of any of this violence. So they didn't buy me the shoes. So I started drawing them. And then as I'm drawing and I'm doing this and I have no idea of how do you do it. It was just something I enjoyed doing. I just sketched and drew shoes. I had my East Bay magazine. I referenced East Bay. I would draw all my little sketches based off of what I saw. That was my only reference point. That was the only thing that I could East Bay magazine that was some kind of hint that okay, there are people out there who design these things. I just don't know who they are. So going back to that day in the grocery store, there was a Slam magazine. I always was looking at Slam every time. And my mom was like, we can't get that. What am I buying? You think she's like, you think money grow on trees? In her Jamaican accent. And then there was one, and I remember we were standing in line and I grabbed the magazine and I'm flipping through and I look and there was this little article in the corner. It was this black gentleman on there. And there was a little paragraph and I was reading the paragraph and it was about you. And it was talking about your career and what you had done. I believe you were at Reebok or something like that, maybe at the time or somewhere. But it was like a profile on you. But that was such an incredible moment for me because that was the window that verified that this is real. There's a dude out there is doing it and he looks like me. I just have to figure out how to find that path that he got on to get to where he's at. So that gave me all the hope in the world when I saw that, and I made her buy me that Slam magazine, and I just read that little paragraph over and over and over again.